Hi and welcome to the SWAT Team tutorial on Smart Notebook. This is only one in a whole series of videos that will be on the YouTube channel based on Smart Notebook. In this little video we're going to be looking at the Page Sorter tab. The Page Sorter tab is one of the four tabs that is located along the left hand side of your screen here, and it looks like a stack of paper. Now my circle is really badly put off, so let's move it down a little bit. Now the Page Sorter tab itself is the top one, and it's your place to organize all of the pages that are in your presentation. So in this presentation here I have 4 slides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can move those slides in different orders if I just drag and drop them to a different location. I can also use the Page Sorter tab to do things to each of the pages. Like every object in Smart Notebook, the pages themselves too also have a drop-down menu when they're highlighted. So because I'm on page 1, I can select a drop-down menu that applies to page 1. Now in this case, I can delete the page, I can clear the page, I can clear ink from the page, I can insert a blank page, I can clone this page if I want 2 of this lovely page. I can rename the page, I can add a screen shade, and I can add a page to the gallery. But I cannot show all links, obviously, because there's no links on this page, but we'll show you how to do that a little bit later on in this tutorial. So let's go delete page 2, because I really don't need it. Perfect. Page 3, or page 2 in this case now, I've actually applied the screen shade feature from the drop-down menu. Now the screen shade is kind of like the piece of paper that we used to pull down the overhead to uncover the note that the students were actually writing. So this is the 21st century version of that piece of paper that we slide down. So I'm going to slide it all the way to the top and then slide it all the way over to the right, just to show you that there are 4 dimples on this screen shade. There's one at the top, one on the left, one on the right, and if I scroll my page down, one way down here on the bottom as well. Now this gives me the ability to pull this piece of paper down. However, when I do that, the dimple on the bottom of the page will actually disappear, which means that I can't pull it down and up simultaneously. I can, however, pull it over to the right and down simultaneously, but again, because I pulled it to the right, now the left dimple itself is going to disappear. So I'm going to delete my screen shade just by clearing it, because the screen shades uncover wonderful things and create suspense. So let's add that screen shade back up. There we go. And we could set it all up and get it ready for our lesson when we actually have to do this lesson again. On page 3, I'm going to show you what the Show All Links feature was that was grayed out in the first 2 pages. So Show All Links is now visible. I like to use links to organize my lessons. I tend to use a lot of websites and handouts and different attachments and videos when I'm doing my lessons, especially in Smart Notebook. And I hate fumbling for files. So instead of having all of my separate files that I put down on the bottom in the tab, or I have to go fumble around and open up, I like to link everything within the page. So in this case, I've created a link of the word links by selecting the drop-down menu, selecting link, and then adding a web page URL in. So this link itself is just a link to Google for this example, but you can obviously put any video, any website URL in this field and it'll automatically jump to that website. And I've selected it to launch by clicking this corner icon. So there is a visible cue that I do have a link on this page, and to select it, I hit it and boom, it pops up my Google website right in my browser. Now this one is also a link, but it's a link to an attachment. And you don't actually see that it's a link because I took away that visible cue. So this was done by selecting link, and instead of using the corner icon, I use the object itself. And in this case, I've just attached it to a little file that I've attached in the Attachments tab on the left-hand side. So I'm going to hit OK. But the problem with setting up links like this is that if I haven't used this presentation in a while and I come back to it, I may get to the page and forget that it's actually there. So this is where the Show All Links feature comes in handy, because if I select Show All Links now, it gives me a quick visual cue that where all the links on my page actually are. So I'll click it one more time and you'll see that it actually tells me, oh, come on, there we go, that it's a paperclip, so there's just an attachment link but when I click on this word. My 4th page that I have in this is an example of a template that I've made. So say for example you want to use a page daily. Maybe you have daily news templates or classroom schedules or even attendance balloons. I can save this page rather than having to remake it in all of my lessons. So to save the page, I go to the top, I select Add Page to Gallery. Now when it does that, it puts it up in the My Content folder that's located in your Gallery tab. And unfortunately, it also names it according to the date and time that this was actually taken. So that's not really helpful if you want to use the search feature to search for your item. So I'm going to rename it now and call it my balloon attendance template. So that next time I want to add my balloon attendance to any one of my files, I can quickly go into my content and drag it out and not have to redo this page over and over again. So again, let's take a quick recap. We have our page sorter tab, we have our drop down menu by selecting all these items, and again, the only ones that you can actually do are the black items, not the grayed out items on the page. And that's because obviously there's no links on this page again too. So this is your first of many tutorials for Smart Notebook. This is, again, the Page Sorter tab. The next couple tutorials will be based on the Gallery tab, the Attachment tab, and the Properties tab. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little bit about the Page Sorter tab in Smart Notebook.